Lexus LFA. Some cars are built to win races. Some cars are built to sell units. And then, there are cars built for no logical reason at all. Cars that shouldn't exist. Cars that lose money. Cars that take decades to perfect. The Lexus LFA is one of those cars. This isn't just a supercar. This is a mistake. A beautiful, expensive, emotional mistake. And that's exactly why it became a legend. In the early 2000s, Lexus was known for one thing: perfection, silence, comfort. They built cars that never broke. Cars that whispered instead of screamed. Cars that executives loved. But no one ever said Lexus made you feel anything. And that bothered them. Because deep inside Toyota, one of the most disciplined, calculated automotive companies on earth, there was a dangerous idea forming. What if we built a car, not to dominate sales, but to dominate emotion? What if we built something that proved we could stand next to Ferrari, next to Porsche, next to Lamborghini, and not blink? That idea became the LFA. Most supercars are developed in 5 years, some in less. The LFA took 10. Not because Lexus was slow, but because they refused to compromise. They scrapped designs, restarted engines, abandoned aluminum chassis plans entirely, because nothing felt special enough. This wasn't supposed to be good for a Lexus. It had to be unforgettable. Under the hood of the LFA sits something nobody saw coming. A 4.8-liter naturally aspirated V10. Not turbocharged. Not hybrid assisted. Just 10 cylinders, breathing freely. But this wasn't a normal V10. It revved so fast, from idle to redline, that Lexus had to use a digital tachometer because analog needles couldn't keep up. Let that sink in. The engine spins to 9,000 revolutions per minute, and it doesn't climb there slowly. It teleports. Blink, and it's screaming. This engine doesn't build power. It erupts. Lexus partnered with Yamaha, a company that builds musical instruments, not just engines. They didn't tune the LFA's exhaust for volume. They tuned it for pitch. The result? A sound so pure, so mechanical, so emotional, that many consider it the best-sounding production car ever made. Not Ferrari. Not Lamborghini. The LFA. At full throttle, the engine doesn't roar. It sings. A high-pitched, Formula One-like scream that cuts through the air and straight into your chest. It doesn't sound angry. It sounds alive. Lexus knew this car would fail commercially. Each LFA reportedly cost more to build than its selling price. Think about that. Toyota, a company obsessed with efficiency, approved a money-losing supercar because this car wasn't about profit. It was about pride. Originally, Lexus planned to build the LFA from aluminum. Then, they changed their mind. It wasn't good enough. So they built their own carbon fiber loom. Inside the factory, they taught their engineers how to weave carbon fiber themselves. Not outsource it. Not simplify it. Master it. The LFA's chassis and body are works of art. Light, rigid, and precise. Every panel exists for balance. Inside, the LFA doesn't feel like a luxury car. It feels intentional. Low seating position. Tight cockpit. Simple layout. No giant screens. No distractions. The car doesn't want to entertain you. It wants you to drive. When the LFA launched, critics complained. Too expensive. Too late. Not fast enough. They missed the point. The LFA was never about winning spec sheets. It was about creating something timeless. A car built for emotion, not algorithms. Years later, something happened. Ferraris became turbocharged. Engines got quieter. Driving became easier. And suddenly, people realized what Lexus had done. They built something irreplaceable. Lexus didn't build the LFA to start a lineup. They built it as a statement. A single, perfect sentence. They haven't made another car like it since. And they probably never will. When you first drive the Lexus LFA, slowly, it almost feels restrained. Polite, controlled, refined. And that's intentional. Because the LFA doesn't reveal itself immediately. It waits. It watches. It wants to know if you're serious. Press the throttle harder, and the car obeys. There's no sense of strain, just calm authority, like the car always knew. You'd need to stop right now. The Nürburgring wasn't a marketing tool for Lexus. It was a classroom. The LFA spent thousands of development miles there, not to chase headlines, but to refine behavior. Toyota engineers analyzed tire wear, suspension geometry, brake temperatures, driver feedback, again, and again, and again. This wasn't about lap times. It was about trust. Many LFA owners don't drive them often, not because they're afraid, but because they understand. You don't casually use something this special. You wait for the right moment. And when you do drive it, it feels like an event. That's why so many LFAs stay with their first owners. Because once you understand it, you don't want to let it go. For years, the LFA sat quietly, underrated, misunderstood, ignored. Then, the world changed. Turbochargers everywhere. Hybrid systems took over. Sound disappeared. And suddenly, the LFA became priceless. Values climbed. Demand exploded. Not because it was rare, but because it was irreplaceable. Modern regulations don't allow cars like this anymore. High-revving, naturally aspirated engines? Almost extinct. 10-cylinder symphonies? Gone. The LFA exists because it was built at the last possible moment, right before the door closed. The LFA didn't just change Lexus. It changed perception. It proved that precision could coexist with passion. That reliability didn't have to be boring. That emotion could be engineered. Lexus didn't need to make another LFA. They already said everything they needed to say. The Lexus LFA isn't fast by today's standards. It's not the loudest. It's not the quickest. But none of that matters. Because the LFA was never chasing numbers. It was chasing feeling. And that's why it won. They're measured in memories. In sounds you can't forget. In moments you replay in your head. The LFA is one of those rare machines that becomes more valuable with time. Not because it's rare, but because it's honest.